Okay. Right. So let's go and do something more interesting now that we're out of this. So we should go and do. The main mission is over here. I mean, the fact that there's so many tasks scattered around all over the place is like super cool. Should we go to the next one, which is like this one, unprotected? We'll head towards this. I won't accept it now. I'll accept it when we get there. Actually, let me just quickly check. The vendor's now not level 2 with anybody actually, which is kind of annoying. Just gonna get rid of this. The little. Okay. Right. Okay, well, yeah, it doesn't help then. We only got turncoat, ain't we? At least you can buy GSSHs. I don't think GSSHs are too bad in this game. Did you get to use an LED monitor that goes in the event? If so, do you think it made much of a difference? Hard to tell. I think we did, yeah. I didn't think it mattered at all. I mean, I've got my gamma like cranked up though. I always do. I'm so used to playing up like high-ish gamma. It probably looked a bit washed out to other people, but I always have mine quite high for EFT. And I prefer it looking this way. I prefer being able to see. So I actually found it quite hard to see on monsters in the office. But as I say, that might have just been a symptom of settings. We weren't supposed to change them because they had more linked up on HT Live. Should we go and check out this little farm? I recognise this from the task that I did in the. Will it wipe? It has wiped. So if you're on supporter edition, it's wiped already. And you're playing on the supporter preview kind of like mode, then it's already wiped. If you're on 0.35 still, because you're playing a standard account, then it'll wipe on the 31st. The liminal quiet of Tiger Bay. The patch did not drop. It has for supporters. Oh, the quest is so spread out and takes you pieces all over the map. It's good, right? It's so good now. Supporters get a head start, yeah. Whether you agree with that or not is another question, but supporter level accounts can play slightly earlier. It's coming out in 2 days. Could care less. Yeah. I mean, it's not as sweaty a game as Starcraft. It matters less. Out for now. Nice one. Likewise. I'm looking forward to doing some of these random missions. It's very cool. Always got 100 usage on my CPU in this game. That's probably a good thing in some sense. Depends what your frame rate is, I guess. I've learned to equate the new radio music with death. What was that really little map? Sandhawk, I think. It's quite awesome. Right. We have to salvage meds. Look for meds or something.
I can't believe I killed that guy in the freaking house over there. That's actually pretty shitty. For him, anyway.
Supply relocation. Okay, here we make confirm. We are confirming new ship supplies with accessory arrived at checkpoint southwest. Delivery involves the following. Locals taking our stuff.
Huh?
You think
Let's go
Aww. Man, your room is gonna smell so fucking bad.
Here's the reason why it's good that you have little circles. Because in Tarkov, you'll be like, yeah, go southwest, and then you spend like 3 hours looking in the wrong place. Oh wait, southwest of the town. Oh, it's true actually. Not southwest of my location. Do you know what happens to the red flannel shirts you got from Twitch shops? No, I think there's an issue right now, and they're bringing them back in. I think it was bugs, but I think they rectified it. I think. How is Scorch Edition feel like it's getting an Exodus definite must? Yeah, yeah. I mean, even like with the sale right now, it's like not that much really.
Yeah.
It's like
Like week after week, we have
over
so
the base
much.
game. So it costs about the same amount as Tarkov doesn't sound. Hello? Oh, that's what a friendly.
Oh,
We'll figure it out. We gotta just take a look at what we're doing.
I didn't think it was too. I think
Alright.
it was a very fairly priced actually.
Release month.
Grip, stability, precision. That's the essence of driving. Lawfin.
Not sure if you saw the news, but Fox News is claiming President Trump is declining in the polls. President Trump responded and says Fox News polls can't be trusted. Now Newsmax is conducting.
Even still.
I hear this guy's opinion on Gray Zone's update here.
Right, is this where it is then?
He's answering questions, which is nice.
All the stuff. UN protected. Who's this one for? Find the tumor CQMCs at the crossroads. That's a contract, so it doesn't matter so much. Maybe we just do it though, because we're kind of close, or we do this one. I sort of want to go into the jungle a bit.
gotta check for $180.
What's
So I
that?
might do these on the way.
No. I'm gonna look around.
There are patrols now, so you do have to kind of be careful.
Hopefully I can find my
You
checkbook.
go along roads. Last I played was release month. This update coming out now is going to be like a completely different game. I mean, the core. I never really enjoyed the phrase like it's a completely different game. It is and it isn't. If you played on release, then it's very different. But only because it fundamentally didn't really work very well originally. Look at the UN trucks. It's actually like kind of sick.
With what?
They're bringing the tank.
Oh, all right. Give me a few.
So, oh. Tents and all sorts. And so
Alright,
before,
I'm
you had
going
fly
to
back and
camp
forth
right
from
here.
the base. That's like the main biggest #1 change is that you don't have to fly back and forth from the base after every mission because that was incredibly tedious.
I'll be right back, Jack.
Now you move from mission to mission. Like there's 2 missions in the starter town bit that require you to go back. Other than that, it's very light on going back to the main fob. You don't really need to. It's only when you like start up your
Alright, let's get that tank.
start up your run. So that's the main one. Then the rest of it is like mostly, you know, just filling out the world with stuff. They've got AI patrols now. The quest system is just so much better because you don't need to get back. And the thing about this update is it's all about this tasking system and like exploring through the new world, which is what I'm excited about because it's actually really, really fun. I mean, this is cool, right? Like they've had so many more POIs. The world feels like more full. Look, basically, when 0.1 happened, you just didn't feel like there was anything there. There was like nothing to the world. Like the world was big, but it was empty. Whereas now, the world feels a lot more full of stuff. Like, as I say, like, you know, environmental storytelling, like the convoy of UN trucks abandoned and etc, etc, etc. Hey, little. I'm playing. I'm trying to play as standard account as I can. I had to get supporters so that I could play now. Where is this guy? I don't see him. Unfortunately, I don't see him at all. I'm coming from a different angle, I think. Floppy, good luck. Thank you, thank you. Still just eating food? Well, only because I went into a food cooler. They've added a bunch of loot to the game. I still think the loot's got, like, some way to go, though, I would say. So, if you're critical of the loot, I would not be, I would probably be on the same side, I would say, as you for it. I don't think the loot loop is not there yet. Okay. Alrighty. Gotta get the hang of this. Well, that was kind of weird. Is that actually a person? Maybe not. But yeah, there's high value stuff now. So like smartphones and things like this. And then once you're actually having to use the stuff for things, like when they bring the crafting in, and what if they do something with barters. I've no idea exactly what they're going to do. But once the stuff is actually useful, then it'll be good. Because now there's lighters, there's jump cables for cars in garages, there's oil, there's repellent, there's like different kinds of fuel, there's all sorts of stuff. But none of it's actually used for anything, as far as I can tell. I think Sinister was saying that there was a task or two that he'd come across where you needed to give them like phone chargers or something. So there were some random contracts that required items, but it's very, very limited right now, I believe. Yeah, they wouldn't put it in if they didn't have a plan for it, I'm almost certain.
I didn't hear what he said.
Yes, it is.
He never even saw me. Perfect timing, huh? Doesn't it suck when you go against noobs? Oh, doesn't it suck when you go against noobs? Doesn't it suck when you go against noobs? Man, I died again by one bullet by this guy. I really kind of feel like they're cheating. I'm not entirely sure. Like, if I watch this replay for a second. I don't know if it's desync. You see what I'm saying? Do I report it? That's the question. Right in the face. Oh, he never even looked that way. That's why. He would have saw me. So, it didn't look like desync. It just looks like he fucking kills me in like 2 bullets. I guess it's just the way it is.
Or is there this is affecting the base model as well? And I was planning on waiting until the PS6. I wasn't going to get a Pro. Now I'm like concerned. Like, you know, is the PS6 going to be $700? You know, by the time we get to that point in 2028 or whenever that is. I guess if that's the case, people are just going to stick with the old console longer, and it'll be interesting to see how that affects like the trajectory of. You know, we saw this last time with the turnover or the transition from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, where they said, oh, we believe in next gen games, or, you know, whatever it was that they said, where they were like, we're going to take a leap forward where, you know, our flagship franchises are going to be made from the ground up for PS5. Don't expect us to release stuff on PS4. And then they kind of walk that back in very visible and tangible ways. I feel like they'll almost kind of have to do that again, or maybe even more so, because I feel like a lot of the install base is going to stay on PlayStation 5 just because of the economic realities of not doing that and trying to upgrade. So yeah, I would expect
Still cheaper than a gaming PC.
Retention or a lack of folks upgrading their PlayStation 5 to PlayStation 6 whenever we get to the PlayStation 6 launch. I would expect those numbers, or that percentage of people that stay with the previous gen console, to go up considerably, and it'll be interesting to see the effect that has on just the industry as a whole, and what PlayStation does as far as you know, what platforms they're developing their games for, I guess.
Yeah, once you start getting into the price of a used car, like an old used car, you start turning people off. You know?
I think this is going to be like another kind of stress test kind of on the whole you know, industry as it goes, because the first one that I remember seeing as of late was like when the interest rates really jumped up, and we saw that really test a lot of studios, and they weren't sustainable because many of the old model was, we can borrow this money really cheap and we can develop these games, and when all of a sudden that was taken away, then their options became less. And I think this week we saw again like Epic laying off 1,000 people. That tends to be the story for the last couple of years, where like the industry in and of itself is just too top heavy, and the cost to be able to make games and produce games has really stressed that system out, and so it's not sustainable. What I'm wondering though is that, like, are we at that point? Is this price point for this generation that tipping point, or is there any more leverage that they can kind of try and squeeze out of gamers? And the only real way to know that is, you know, we'll jump forward in a couple years in time and we'll see, like, did sales decline? Did people find other hobbies, etc.? Because it's a luxury product. This doesn't feed my kids. Like, owning a PlayStation does not provide for the essentials, and when the essentials are also stressed and tested, like, you know, I don't know if anybody's food budget has gone up in the last couple of years, but my kids just seem to get hungrier and hungrier. And that, like, I'm like, I've gone, and this is good for me. Like, I've just adopted fasting as a budget-friendly health option, so that like the kids can have, like, I don't know, whatever.
It's nice for the tummy too.
Oh, it's good for the tummy. It's good for the skin, you know. So it's like I'm, you know, like, but yeah, I can choose to do that, and that is a realistic option. It's like what we did the math, and it's like, what does it take? What do I like to eat over the course of a day, dollars wise, and how can we get that lower? Because obviously I like to eat. Anyhow, like I do think this is going to be a stressor on the system, and I don't think PlayStation's actually really in any jeopardy because, like Lona said, you got GTA 6 right on the horizon. That's going to drive a lot of demand, and you already got an install base that doesn't have to go out and buy the game. So them increasing the price of PS6 Pro maybe factors in the math. Somebody let me know, like, when does this go into effect? Like, if I wanted to get a PS6 Pro, like after this podcast, am I buying it at the new price or am I buying it at the price that it was prior?
April the 2nd.
Oh,
so you
man.
basically, you have the weekend. I told people, I said, if I was you right now and you've been holding out,
right,
I think you should set your target on a Pro because you can still get it for the 750. Trade in your PS4 or whatever, because the Pro could give you the longest sort of tail to even hold off on a PS6. Like if you're sort of been hedging and waiting, now's the time, because if you don't, you're either going to pay way more for the Pro or have to hold out for the PlayStation 6, which now we don't know. Does this change timing of when the PlayStation 6 releases and price as well? It could be higher than what people want to pay. So you have the weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop knew this was coming, because they were like promoting trade-ins yesterday. I think they knew they were going to get bum rushed this weekend because people are going to finally say, well, I better do it now before the prices go up.
Right. And I think another thing that just kind of part of the calculation is, because we're talking about late in the PlayStation 5's life cycle of the prices going to like ridiculous. Well, if you're kind of outside looking, you know, and you're just monitoring the wow, this keeps going up every time I think about buying one. Well, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, you might be more inclined to be a early adopter, just because the price might go up throughout the life cycle.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder also what the secondary market impact, like on used game sales. We know that there's like, there's a section online that I felt bad for a long time, and it's the diehard physical copy Andes, who, like, the numbers and everything points to them not, like, people are moving away more and more from physical. Joker's like highlighting his stuff. Of course, people still buy physical. I'm not ignorant of that, but it's that more and more people have that. Like, I do wonder if the market ends up kind of reacting. That's like, well, if prices are going up, like, I'm going to move more in the secondary, you know, kind of the used market, and being able to and moving away from digital, which would accelerate a lot of like issues, because a lot of these companies been making and enjoying that, you know, like 100% digital, no physical, you know, market sale. And I wonder if we'll end up seeing kind of a, you know, that secondary market kind of start to thrive more with these costs. I guess we can watch GameStop stock and see if that ends up kind of going up again.
GameStop's like, we're back, baby. Let's go.
You don't want to spend $900. Like, hey, we got to use N64. Let's.
Well, I think no one on Twitter would have any problem with that. By the way, watching GameStop stock and posting updates, everybody would be totally cool with that.
I think that's why we're seeing. Oh God, what was I gonna say? Games as a service games, right? Because you have these always online. I mean, Microsoft tried to do this like back with the always online console during the Xbox One. They were just ahead of the curve. But we see these games as a service games come out. Every platform's trying to make one. If you have 9 studios that fail and close, but you get one, well, you got one. And now you have this infinite revenue generating machine. And what was it? Sony was supposed to have 12 by 2026. That didn't necessarily happen, but you know, that was the plan. And now, you know, isn't the new CEO of Sony or of PlayStation, like, wasn't he like big into mobile gacha games?
Hideki Nishino, I think is his name.
I don't know. just realized we have like nowhere near zone. Ooh, not good for me. Son of a fucking bitch, champ. Damn.
Spring, the unofficial new year for tool people. New jobs, new projects with quality tools from Harbor Freight.
Up close, families are playing outside and travelers are off to their next destination. In the bigger picture, it's a whole world. Jay and Carolyn's world, as a model train display in their basement.
It started in 1970. We always liked trains, and Jay said, well, if we have a boy, I'm going to get a train set. Well, we had a girl.
And Jay still got that train set. Over the next 56 years, their collection grew.
This is a church out in Pittsburgh, old sawmill. That was our Christmas farm. They're big popcorn manufacturing companies in Mount Joy.
Many of them historic sites.
This is the original Starborn.
He'll come home and sketch out what he wants, figures out what kind of materials he needs, and starts building.
And each model has its own story.
Now here, when I left one of the doors open here. They weren't too happy that I left the cows out.
It's like walking down memory lane for Jay and Carolyn. Each building here is one they've seen with their own eyes, gone back to take multiple pictures, and even their longtime home, where if you look in the window, you can see their daughter opening up Christmas presents.
Wow. That's deep right there, man. Fucking deep right there, man. Fuck. Oh, you're lucky the other team had to do your work for you. Okay. Okay, so I still suck. I still suck. Let's see. What can I do? Just get this dialed in to where I need it. All right, let's go back full screen. Bobo, those are turtles, not rats, but you don't kill the turtle.
Hey, lad!
Look at that, my screen's not being captured again.